Akshay, you there, da?
Yes, ma'am. I'm there, ma'am.
Yeah. Am I audible? Na pesaradu kekkuda?
Yes, ma'am. It's clear, ma'am.
Yeah, your voice is also clear. And
Yes,
who is going to present welcome address, da? May I get a voice from him, from the person who is going to deliver welcome address?
Ma'am, I'm going to deliver, ma'am. Sudarshana, ma'am.
Okay, then, yeah, fine. What
Is
are
it
thanks?
clear, ma'am?
Okay, yeah, your voice is clear, da. Who will deliver vote of thanks?
Ma'am, myself, Shanmati, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, Shanmati. Okay, your voice also good. Okay, then shall we request our chief guest?
Yes, ma'am.
So the organizing team is ready. Okay. Good evening, sir.
Very good evening, madam.
Yes, sir. First of all, I would like to thank you so much because you have accepted my requisition in a short notice. So during this National Pollution Prevention Day, we feel delighted to welcome you, sir, and thank you for accepting our request. Sir, shall we start the program, sir?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Let's have a formal prayer song and inaugural everything, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Akshaya, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. A pleasant evening for all the professors, respected guests, and the most important, the listeners of our program today. Without you all, this meeting is incomplete. I am Akshaya PS of 2nd BSc Botany, Joint Secretary of Healthcare Club from PSGRKCW College for Women, Coimbatore. I shall be one of your soul today. We are the Healthcare Club students to hear the awareness program on pollution and human health hazards. Pollution is nothing but the resources we are not harvesting. We allow them to be dispersed because we have been ignorant of their value. Environmental pollution is an incurable disease. It can only be prevented. I heartily welcome you all to this wonderful program on pollution and human hazards. Prayer is not asking. Prayer is putting oneself in hands of God and listening to his voice in depth of her heart. I request everyone to rise for the prayer song.
सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाली नमो नमः वेद वेदान्त वेदांग विद्यास्तनेभ्य एव च सरस्वती महाभागे विद्ये रमणलोचने विद्यारूपे विशालाक्षी विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तुते यदक्षरं पदं भ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवि प्रसीद परमेश्वरी परमेश्वरी
To be inspired is great, but to be an inspiration is an honor. Now, I call upon Sudarshana M.K., Secretary, Healthcare Club of PSGRKCW College for Women, Coimbatore, to deliver a welcome address. Over to you, Sudarshana.
A very warm welcome and a happiest evening to one and all present here. I am Sudarshana M.K. of 2nd BSc Botany, Secretary of Healthcare Club, PSGRKCW College for Women, Coimbatore. Sooner or later, we will have to recognize that the earth has rights too to live without pollution. What mankind must know is that human beings cannot live without Mother Earth, but the planet can live without humans. With this quote, I welcome you all for this program on pollution and human health hazards on this National Pollution Prevention Day 2021. I take this opportunity to welcome our chief patrons, Dr. Mrs. R. Nandini, Chairperson, Dr. Mrs. N. Yasoda Devi, Secretary, PSGRKCW, and our patron, Dr. Mrs. S. Nirmala, and organizer, Dr. Mrs. M. Jayachitra, Director of Physical Education and HCC Coordinator, PSGRKCW. Now, I welcome our chief guest resource person, Dr. P. Ramesh M.Tech Ph.D, Assistant Engineer, District Environmental Engineer, Tamil Nadu, Pollution Control Board, Coimbatore South, Tamil Nadu. I also welcome P. Manimaran, ME, MBA, District Environmental Engineer, Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, and Dr. D. Jayalakshmi, ME, District Environmental Engineer, Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board to this program. I also extend my warm greeting to welcome my colleagues, student participants, friends, and organizing team to this program on pollution. On this auspicious event, I feel delighted and privileged to add few words about our chief guest, Dr. P. Ramesh, who is an assistant engineer, Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, Coimbatore South. He has completed his diploma in petrochemical, diploma in industrial safety, B.Tech, M.Tech in chemical engineering, first class with distinction and honors. He also has worked in Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, Amrita University, Coimbatore, K.S. Rangasamy College of Technology, Tiruchengood, Pongu Engineering College, Erode, in Department of Chemical Engineering and Biotechnology. He did his project work in thermogravimetric analysis of co-combustion of coal and selective industrial sludges in M.Tech and manufacture of BTX aromatics, manufacture of dimethylamine in B.Tech. Now, Dr. P. Ramesh sir is here to deliver us a webinar on pollution and human health hazards. Today, in this current scenario, it is our primary duty to save our environment by not polluting it. It's my immense pleasure to be a part of this. We welcome you, sir, for this session.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sudarshana, for your warm welcome address. Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. Now, I would like to call upon our Dr. M. Jayachitra ma'am, Director of Physical Education, PSGRKCW College for Women, to address the auspicious gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Da. Thank you. Actually, the National Pollution Prevention Day, the National Pollution Control Day is on 2nd December every year in India because this day is observed in the memory of people who lost their lives in Bhopal gas calamity actually. So due to different types of pollution, natural resources such as water, air, land, or even forests are being affected speedily. So it is very essential to implement the rules and regulations properly to protect the environment and to reduce the pollution in general. So we, the Healthcare Club, felt the need of this awareness program and planned to instill awareness among students community about the environmental pollution and its disastrous consequences. So realizing fact, we have requested and we have invited a special right person as chief guest, Dr. P. Ramesh sir, Assistant Engineer, District Environmental Engineer, Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, Coimbatore South, to give awareness lecture on pollution and human health hazards and to share the pollution prevention measures on the environmental legislations, the pollution control acts and regulations by Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board. Actually, our chief guest plays important role by taking so many initiatives to educate people, common people, about the importance of pollution control acts and making them aware about industrial disasters too. So many of his lecture creating great awareness to people about prevention of air, soil, noise, and water pollution. So I wish our student participants to listen his lecture and try to keep pollution-free planet. The more pollution in the sky, the more nature dies. So keep remember this and also try. We need to go green and go clean environment. With this, I thank our chief guest, Dr. P. Ramesh sir from Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, Coimbatore South, for accepting our requisition, our invitation to deliver today's lecture, the needy program for the students community. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Akshya.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's time to hear from our chief guest. It's a privilege to call upon our chief guest, Dr. P. Ramesh M.Tech Ph.D, Assistant Engineer, District Environmental Engineer, Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, Coimbatore South, Tamil Nadu. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, one and all. Thank you so much for the brief introduction about myself, and as well as the topic which you have chosen is, that is at the right time. And rightly said, ma'am, this is a kind of the day. This is what you call. We are not going to celebrate. This is Pollution Prevention Day. This is a kind of awareness where we studying, and as well as how do we concern about the environment. We have to think on, okay, so instead of, what do you call, ma'am rightly said, this is the day, when the Bhopal tragedy which was happened. That is one of the most disaster, world's worst disaster which was happened at the Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. More than 3,000 people have lost their lives, and even today the children, we are in the process of getting whether still it has some kind of impact to the what do you call it?
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yes,
Sir, may we know actually what happened in that Bhopal accident, sir? We don't know about the history of that disaster.
I mean, the history, very well, we can go through that Bhopal gas tragedy, which is owned by the Union Carbide Company. And so the methyl isocyanate gas, which was released at during night time of the same day, the 2nd December 1984. That is the day which the methyl isocyanate gas, which was, we can't, what do you call, this is not a kind of operational failure or a mistake by the employee or management, whatever it may be. But ultimately, the cause of life, due to the release of methyl isocyanate gas, which is let into the atmosphere, and which almost it causes more than 5 lakh people, and more than 3,000 people, they have lost their lives. And still the people, those who are living in Bhopal, they are facing that the impact on this thing. Even nowadays, the children at Bhopal, they are also facing this kind of impact. So this is the high time, where we can, what do you call, discuss about something about think on the environment. And could you tell me, ma'am, are you able to see this the slide?
Sir, we have not yet seen any slides, sir. You can share it, sir, if you want. Yeah, now we could see.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yeah, it is visible now, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you.
this is, ma'am, I chosen this one as the topic environment legislation, what we are doing, and what is the different kinds of facts and the regulation. Being enforcement authority, we should stick on the environment legislation. And ma'am wanted to, incorporate the health impacts, and as well as still being the health club. I'll try to cover up all those things. And one more thing, the afternoon session in general, the environment related subject, that itself, I don't know how many of you people awake are be concentrating on the session, but I'll try to back up. I'll try to cover up, ma'am. So what could be the duration, ma'am?
Sir, you can take on your convenient time,
Yeah, I'll
sir.
try to
Sir,
make
and
it,
here
within
I would like to, sir, here I would like to mention one thing, sir, because
Yeah.
our students definitely will listen you, sir,
That's what I'm
because
wondering,
our students, especially from healthcare club.
during
Yes, sir.
evening
And
time.
also, sir, our campus is a Go Green campus. So we always maintain our campus as green campus and clean campus. Could you please try to visit once to Krishnamal College, sir? Please.
I'll try to make it, ma'am.
Yes,
If they are
sir. Thank
listening,
you, sir. Yeah,
the
you
student, they
continue.
can interrupt me at any point of time during this lecture. And if
Sure, sir.
you need not wait till the end of the session. And
Yes, sir.
so
Yes.
we can stop asking any questions which is related to
Okay.
environment. If you're having the doubts,
Okay,
I'll try
fine,
to
sir.
make it.
Yeah,
I'll try
thank
to
you.
make it within 40 minutes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Even
So
if it is in
like,
by language, it is okay, fine.
so this is what we are going to talk about today. You know, the what we are facing. Ma'am also in the introduction itself said, you know, the apart from the air, water pollution, we have land degradation. Please, sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Excuse me. அது வாங்கி வைங்க, நான் மீட்டிங் இருக்கு. Sorry. So this is outline about what we are going to discuss it today. Okay, so we're going to see what are the different kind of environmental issues and what are the health impacts as well. And how come the science and technology to shut out the environmental issues and as well as the impacts to the environment. And what is the role of TNPCB as an enforcement authority and our functions? And what are all the environmental legislation now is being carried out? Okay, so this is outline about what we are going to discuss about today. That's what we said. You know, the people have different perception about environment. Environment is nothing but the surroundings we know very well. And someone they say, you know, the water pollution is the most important environmental problems. Okay, like then someone case they can say like the air pollution is the most predominant one. So likewise, the people have different perception about the degradation or the environmental issues, and as well as the issues what they are excuse me. Then we're going to see how science can help to solve all those problems, you know, what we are facing right now. And this is what I told you about the different perception about the environment. And in general, the environmental problems, you know, the air, water pollution, land degradation, and so on. It is so bad, and is there? Okay, so these are all the sayings by different personalities about the environment and their perceptions. Okay, so the great there are problems, you know, the by means of the science and technology, we may find out the solutions to sort out this thing. And so there are, okay, so what we are facing is the real crisis, and the wolf is at the door. There is no way out. And okay, so these are all the different perceptions about the environment by the different the people. And we know very well, you know, so when there is a large introduction of any harmful constituent or contamination in the environment, which is nothing but the surroundings, which is introduced into the environment, like so the methyl isocyanate gas, which is let into the atmosphere in the year 1984 during the night time, the 2nd December night and early morning. Okay, so that is the harmful. That is nothing but a pesticide plant, the Indian carbide, and so that harmful chemical which causes still it causing the environment so much. Okay, so that pollutant is nothing but MAC, and the cause could be the. So this is about water pollution, and we have the global environmental crisis. Okay, if we go like this, and so people used to say like we are living in a century of mankind. ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு இது மட்டும் தமிழ்ல சொல்லிக்கிறேன். ரெண்டு பசங்க இருந்தாங்க. அவங்க ஒருத்தர் வந்து சொன்னாங்க, எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு சுவிட்ச் போட்டா எல்லாமே நடக்கணும் அப்படின்னு. இன்னொரு ஃப்ரெண்ட் அவங்க சொன்னது வந்து சுவிட்ச் எப்படி யார் போய் போடுறது. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் ஹவு தி பீப்புள் everything has to be done in an instantaneous and as well as instant manner. Because we people saying that we are living in the century of mankind, and so everything it has to happen in the single stroke. Okay, so with the compromise, we are not think of sustainable development. Okay, we should think on the own way of life and the upliftment of this thing. Okay, so this is about the perception. Said that it is not the pollution which is harming the environment, and the impurities which present in our air and water that are doing it. So this could be a kind of perception by one of the great man from the United States. And you would have guessed the people, the man who would have said this word. It's none other than our former president of United States. He said that, they are the major polluter. If you think on that global level, they are the largest consumer of electricity, and if you see in terms of pollution and so on, they are the largest generator, we can say. But see that perception about the environment, okay, like by the former president, he said, so that is not the pollution which harms the environment. That is impurities which present in the air and water which is doing it. So this is about the environment, what they think of. Okay, so these people can't, they sort out. Okay, so they simply order the other countries to bring down and so on. Okay, you would have seen that what happened to the Kyoto Protocol and so on. And this is, if you see in the word itself, you would have guessed who would have said this one. Okay, so being an optimist, and he's a believer in science and technology, and he's one of the notable leader and as well as the past president of India. Most of you people have guessed this man. And it's none other than, okay, so we have so many problems. We have so many problems. By means of science and technology, we may find solutions. Okay. So this is none other than our president, Abdul Kalam. I'd like to tell you one few examples about how the science and technology which can bring down the pollution level. If you see that tanning industry, okay, so tanning we know very well. Tanning is nothing but the leather industry. Okay, tanning is nothing but conversion of putrescible leather into non-putrescible matter. That is nothing but tanning. And also there are different kind of the types of process. Okay, so which we may carry out the tanning. That is vegetable tanning, where by means of using myrobalan extract. In Tamil, we used to say like kadukanu சொல்லுவோம். அது வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணி we can make we can carry out vegetable tanning, but which consumes more time, and the process itself take more time. Then the chemical the mode of tanning, that is the chrome tanning, alum tanning, zirconium tanning, so many the right now what they are okay, so the process of doing the tanning. Okay, so because we thought of using all leather materials. Okay, so as I told you earlier, because since we are living in century of mankind and the life or the lifestyle which leads to all those environmental degradation. Okay, we have to consume less, so we may somehow conserve the environment. So like if you keep on using the leather related the leather products or items, okay, so that may be the production, it's also goes like anything. And we also need, as I said earlier, it's a kind of instantaneous. So if you see in terms of chrome tanning, the hexavalent chromium, which is very harmful to the environment, by means of using this chrome tanning process, okay, so they can complete the entire tanning process. Okay, so there are two types of process. Okay, they used to make it the finished leather into two operations. The one is raw to wet glue, then wet glue to finished leather. Okay, later on they will go for the dyeing for the coloring of the leather and so on. So if you see the leather, the tanning industry, the major pollutant is nothing but the TDS, the total dissolved salts. Because from the slaughterhouse to preserve the skin, okay, so the people they used to use up the salt to preserve the hides and skins. And so when you come to the process, okay, so it will goes for the soaking, binding, pickling, and so on. So during the soaking process, the TDS level it goes like more than 50,000 milligrams per liter. So, you people might be knowing this. Since you people are from health lab, you might be knowing what would be the optimum level for the drinking water in terms of the TDS. I'm saying it could be this 140, 200 would be the optimum level. And there are WHO standards also there for the drinking water specification. So even if you're having so many, the technologies, can just think of you have to bring down this 50,000 milligrams per liter to, we can't bring down to drinking water standards. As per the Central Pollution Control Board, they made standards like they have it on the discharge standard as 2,100 milligrams per liter. So, so that's why if you check any of the state pollution control board, we are the front runner in the implementing zero liquid discharge system in our state. Any of the tanning industry or textile industry or any chemical processing industry, they are supposed to have zero liquid discharge system. Having said that, they should have the effluent treatment plant system followed by a reverse osmosis process. Where they can make use of, they have to have the they have to have the process of the use of the permeate. Okay, so which is the RO permeate, it could be recycled into the process for further soaking, lining, pickling, and so on. The RO project, they should have the system so-called. Earlier, they are having like the solar evaporation pan. That during raining season, there might be the overflow and seepage into the nearby land, and which leads to the leaching of which related to the groundwater. So in order to avoid those things, the board has initiated installation of advanced thin film dryer to shut out this thing by installing a evaporator. So no other go. Okay, so they have to operate. They should connect the online meters to our water quality watch. If there is any exceedance, it will be recorded. Not only water. And they are having a point emission source there. It should also connected with our CARAT center. If there is any exceedance, they will get the mail and as well as warning this thing, and it will be intimated to the district office. If it is not being started out, and immediately the action will be initiated. So this is how the science and technology in terms of it's not only that. Textile industry also. Okay, so in the textile industry, okay, so if you go and see that Coimbatore sewage, common effluent treatment plant. Okay, so there most of the dyeing industry where it is being located, not only in Coimbatore and Tirupur, they are also having so many common effluent treatment plant, you know, where they used to separate the effluent streams like, you know, the dye bath water and the wash water. It's the simple thumb rule about the handling of any kind of waste. Okay, like if you separate the waste, we can make it as a resource for something. Okay, so today, okay, so like even if you see that the plastic what we are using right now, okay, so by 2018, hope you might be remember, so every June 5th we are celebrating World Environment Day. By 2018, we are the host country for the plastic pollution. Okay, so our theme for the 2018 is nothing but beat plastic pollution. So by the on that day, okay, so on the 5/6/2018, in the one-time announcement, the government you know, announced the ban on the use and throw away plastics of 14 use and throw away plastics. Then, okay, so what is the so what is the importance of to ban this thing? Is nothing but if we are keep on using this thing, most you would have seen in the PET bottle, you know, like in the bottom of the bottle, okay, so there would be a kind of symbol saying that that is recycling. Okay, some of the people they used to think of that is user friendly or not user friendly, eco-friendly kind of product. It doesn't mean that the product is eco-friendly. Okay, so that is that number which indicates the resin identification code, which is you can see any of the PET bottles, you can see the Tupperware or the Aquafina, Kinley, whatever the PET bottle you are using. Okay, so at the bottom of the bottle you have seen that the number, which tells you what kind of resin is being used to make that respective PET bottle, not kind of anything. Okay, so this is the code which is being generated by the American plastic industry for identification of recycling, not for any kind of eco-friendly or something else. Okay, so even the plasticizer which is using, you know, the phthalates and the bisphenol A. Okay, so like which is very harmful to the plasticizer. So many the science and technologies is being coming up. Okay, so by the way, okay, so by the improvement in science and technology only we can shut out the environmental issues. If you people are pessimist, you can say that so we have a real crisis, and this is one of the man. You know, so that there is a real crisis. We don't have any no way out. We people, human beings, are natural world. We are on a pollution course. This is being said that in the you know during the meeting, the world scientists warning to the humanity in the year 1992 itself, which is signed by over 1,600 scientists, including 102 Nobel laureates. Okay, in 1992 itself. What kind of importance we are giving to the environment? Then this is the real case. So if we are keep on thinking of the pollution like air, water, and so on, and some other the worst pollution is nothing but poverty. Okay, so this is the Iron Lady of India. You have guessed that former Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, in Stockholm United Nations Conference. Yeah, we have pollution, but the poverty is that is one of the most worst pollution. Okay, so with poverty, we can't think of the air degradation also. Okay, so that is the vision and of Indira Gandhi, as said during Stockholm Conference, the 1972 itself. Let me tell you, okay, so some health impacts. Okay, so being health club students. Okay, so around the world, okay, so 9 out of 10 people, okay, so they are breathing unhealthy air. And apart from the water pollution, solid and so on, air pollution is the biggest environmental risk for early death, which is responsible for more than 6 billion premature deaths each year. And it may be because of due to the the air pollution, which may leads to heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, and moreover respiratory disease. That is the common one. And yesterday you would have seen that December 1st is the World AIDS Day. If you see the figure, that's the okay. So it's the more than the deaths from AIDS and tuberculosis and as well as malaria put together, the combined. Okay, so 6 million premature deaths. In terms of the annually, it could be around 13 million deaths annually because of overall environmental damage. So the 6 million could be because of the air pollution what we are getting out into the atmosphere. Then so what are all the you would have most of you people would have studied, okay, so what are the major parameters and constituent which is being degrading the environment in terms of air. The particulate matter, that is one of the most important constituent, and we would have seen that what's happening in the in the Delhi national capital, and so the pollution index at Delhi itself, it's more than 8 times against the standard. Okay, so because of so many the particulate matter, that is PM10 and PM2.5, that is particulate matter is nothing but it's a kind of small airborne particle like dust, shoot, or drops of liquids. Okay, so the majority of the particulate matter in the urban areas, which is formed directly by means of the burning fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, you know very well. Fossil fuels is nothing but the coal, oil, petroleum, natural gas. Okay, so what we are using fossil fuels by power plants, automobiles, non-road equipments, and industrial facilities. Okay, so this is the source of the emission of particulate matter. The PM10 and PM2.5. Okay, so there are PM10 is nothing but the particulate matter size which is less than 10 micrometer. Okay. Then PM2.5 is nothing but the particulate matter size which is lesser than that of 2.5. So apart from particulate matter, the carbon, that is simply used to call it as carbon particles, black carbon. That is also by means of burning fuel, especially diesel, wood, and coal. So, which the most air pollution, which regulation, which focus on PM2.5. But exposure to black carbon is a serious health threat. Okay? So, the population with higher exposure of black carbon, which leads higher risk of heart attacks to the people. Then apart from particulate matter and black carbon, okay, so nitrogen oxides, that is also one of the major constituent, okay, like nitrogen oxide, that is simply we used to call it as NO and NO2, nitrogen dioxide. Okay. So both the nitrogen oxide, which are produced primarily by the transportation sector. Okay, so that's what you see in the every household. Earlier we used to have only one two-wheeler. But if you see any of the house, okay, so they used to have each and every people, they used to have one two-wheeler, and based on the quality of life, at least minimum one car, and it could be more than that. So that is also one of the major cause for the pollution. Okay, so the nitrogen oxides and the ozone O3. we know the ozone, you can ask, so how comes ozone which affects this thing, okay? So ozone, if it is high in the atmosphere, which may protect us from the ultraviolet radiation. If you see ozone at the ground level, in general, it is the ozone at ground level, we used to call it as smog. Okay, that is nothing but smoke plus fog. Okay, so what which is letting to the transportation smoke and any other burning of the what you call the organic compound. Smoke plus fog, okay, which put together, which will form ozone. So if you see the short-term exposure of this ozone, which may cause the chest pain, coughing, and throat irritation. And if you see the long-term exposure of the smog, okay, which decreases your lung function, and as well as which may cause chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. Okay, so these are all about something about the ozone. And the next one is the sulfur dioxide. So sulfur dioxide, which is let into the atmosphere again, which by means of burning fossil fuels, which the fossil fuels obviously which contain sulfur, coal, okay, like metal extractions, which could be used in metal extraction, smelting, and so on. And so which the sulfur, the presence of sulfur, which may cause sulfur dioxide, which may cause eye irritation, asthma, and respiratory infections, and as well as that may be kind of impacts on cardiovascular system as well. Okay. So these are all the most important constituents which may degrade the atmosphere, which leads to 6 million deaths, one third of 30 million, which may caused by the air pollution, which is because of the day-to-day life. So up to 25% of all diseases which happen due to the environmental damage, and 33% of illness rate, which is less than 5, which because of the health impact. And as WHO says, okay, so all these are due to preventable environmental causes. And, you are the people, like you have to find out the way to bring down all those. So apart from air pollution, we have a big list which contains the water pollution, contamination of food, land degradation, acidification, acid rain, UV exposure, the ozone depletion, global climate change, and improper handling of hazardous waste, radioactive, and so on. Ultimately, the deforestation and the loss of biodiversity, and finally mass extinction of all those species. Okay, so this is the list of environment. We used to have the tendency, okay, like we used to blame the system. Okay, you can't simply escape from the system. Don't say that you can't do. You are also part of it, and simply don't say, okay, or simply don't blame it's because of the population, sorry, overpopulation, or which amplifies the basic. And we used to blame the system, politics. Okay, we are also part of the system. Those don't say that we are helpless and insignificant, and so ultimately the cause of all those issues, which is we are responsible for the damage, and we have to bring out the change to carry over. So in general, the environmental problems, okay, it could be break into 3 main categories. Okay, so because of over exploitation of our natural resources, resource depletion is one of the main most because ultimately the pollution due to our lifestyle and the extinction of the species and then resource depletion like all the natural resources, okay, like our fossil fuels, air, water, soil. Okay, so keep on using our natural resources, the groundwater, soil, and everything. So it could be leading to the different kind of the degradation. So this is about extinction. Let me come into the very quick. So this is how being enforcement authority, which is constituted by the government of Tamil Nadu by the year 1982, 27th February. Actually, we have two important acts. Okay, in simply we used to call it as Water Act and Air Act. That is Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, which is Central Act of 1974, and the Air Act, Air Pollution Control of Pollution 1981. So based on that, the Environment Protection Act, which is enacted in the year 1986. Okay. So our TNPCB is mainly based on these two important acts. Any of the industry or establishment they wanted to establish an industry and state of Tamil Nadu, they should get consent under Water Act and as well as Air Act. And according to the Water Act, okay, so if the industry say like the tanning industry or how to okay, so all the industries we have the standards. They supposed to stick on the standards, and they're supposed to provide usability and so on. They will be coming under Water Act. And the Air Act, okay, so the is very simple, like in Coimbatore we are having so many foundries, and the major in the foundries, the major pollution is nothing but the air pollution. They're supposed to provide a proper air pollution control measure for the furnaces, and as well as they're supposed to provide the online monitoring system which should be connected with our CARAT center. Just keep on monitoring this thing. If there is any accidents, it should be notified to the industry, and as must be give the pink on mail and make further action on this thing. The functions of STP, we used to, in terms of being enforcement authority. Okay, so the prevention, control, and abatement of the water and air pollution. And accordingly, we used to advise the state government, regarding, suppose recently we implemented the guidelines for the tire industry, and as likewise the ready-mix concrete, if they wanted to put up any ready-mix concrete or in sanding or cement plant. Okay, each and every the industry. Okay, so we have the guidelines. The industry they should follow it, and this is our day-to-day activity of TNPCB. And so based on pollution index, as per the Central Pollution Control Board categorization, our State Pollution Control Board categorize the industry into these four categories: the red, orange, green, and white category. And 17 categories nothing but highly polluting industry, where the textile industry, tannery, cement, and so on, which comes under 17 categories. So the white category industry, which is exempted from getting consent from the board. And the red is, in terms of the pollution index, that is highly polluting, and the orange is nothing but medium polluting. Green is comparatively less, and white is very less polluting data. So they are being exempted from the getting considered. So this is the range of pollution index as Central Pollution Control Board says. If the pollution index score which is more than 60, okay, so they should obviously come somewhere. And if it is between 41 to 59, they will come under orange, and 21 to 40 green. And if it is less than up to 20, obviously it's in the white category. So this is how the pollution index weightage that is based on air pollution. You can see air pollution and water pollution and hazardous waste. So based on that, so the pollution index would be arrived. Okay. So this is how the scoring methodology for pollution, how it is being done. And again, the same thing. This is how the marks is being arrived. You know, as I told you earlier, you see that what we call in Coimbatore, we are having mostly the foundry industry. So the industry or process involving foundry operation. Earlier they were under red category. So by 2016 they brought under orange category by means of arriving the pollution tax, which is less than 60. Put together, you can see A1 and A. There is no not much water pollution in the A1. This is for an example. Put together, it will be arrived as 50, which is less than 60. So they brought under orange category. So these are all, as I said, you know, the 17th category there, just highly polluting industry. This is one step ahead of red category industries. Sugar, cement, distillery, petrochemical, and so on. Okay. So 17 members. And actually, we have online consent monitoring and management system. You know, all the industry, they want to establish an industry are getting consent. Okay, they need not come to the office. They can file the application through online under Water Act and Air Act. And the consent, that is the consent will be assured, and that is also through online. The status they can easily. Okay, so these are all the states which is where online consent management monitoring system is being implemented. Okay, and Tamil Nadu, we are the front runner in the like, you know, the processing of files and everything is through. So these are all earlier by 1990 to 2000. We don't have this much legislation. You know, after 2000, we have more than 16 different acts and rules have come. As I told you earlier, okay, so the Water and Air Act, that is the most predominant one. What we are, so even the industry, they used to file the application under Water Act and the Air Act. And
Excuse me, sir. Sir, sorry for the interruption, sir. Sir, your slides are not moving, sir.
Is it so?
Yes, sir.
So actually, could you tell me what exactly you are seeing right now?
Sir, the first slide, sir, now it has changed, sir, to the 30th slide.
Oh, now only you are able to see this the OCMS picture. Then why you are share? Okay. Then so this is about. Are you able to see the slide environment legislations?
No, sir, now it is in OCMMS slides.
My network or will you able to see, ma'am, environment legislation slide?
Now it's visible, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that's what, you know, the more around the 16 kinds of acts, rules which is being followed up and enforced by the Tamil Nadu State Pollution Control Board. Even apart from that, air and water pollution, the industry will generate the hazardous waste they're supposed to get under hazardous waste rules 2006. As well as the handling of the storage of the chemicals. It's all rules which is framed because of what happened in the year 1984. After 1984, you can see in this one itself earlier before 1984 only we have Water Act and you can see the Air Act. That is exactly on 1981. So rest of the acts like the hazardous waste, the chemical storage and handling, the biomedical waste, solid waste, plastic waste, e-waste, and so on, everything which is coming up, you know, which came after, you know, which was happened. This is what says the gist about the Water Act 1974, which provides you you have to maintain the wholesomeness of water. What section 25 says is no person without a previous consent of the board. Okay, so they cannot establish any industry or operation. If there is any violation, if the person who is running the industry without getting consent of the board by under Water Act, by means of under section 33A, we can issue closure, and as well as we can disconnect the electricity, water, or any other service which provided. So this is what Act says. Then air, okay, so the entire Tamil Nadu is being declared as air pollution control area. So the objective of Air Act is to prevent, control, and as well as to reduce the air pollution, including noise pollution as well. So the noise pollution which comes under Air Act. So according to the section 21, the no person they can't establish an industry or operate an industry without getting consent of the board and without any proper air pollution regulations. What section 2 says, if a person they emit air pollution without providing any air pollution control measures, if it is excess of the standards which laid down by the Secretary of the State, and we can take further action by using this section 31A by means of issuing closure and as well as disconnect. So this is Environmental Protection Act, which is enacted in 1986. We used to call it as Umbrella Act. All the acts and rules what I told you earlier, which comes under the Environmental Protection Act. And so, subject to the provision of this act, the central government has all the power to take all the measures which is deemed to necessary for the purpose of protection and including the environment. So this is the hazardous waste, like the handling and the disposal of. They have to, if the industry is generating hazardous waste, it should be disposed through authorized hazardous waste recycler. They have to make the application of themselves authorization. They have to maintain what are the different types of hazardous waste being generated, and they have to file annual returns how it is being disposed of through authorized hazardous waste recycler before the 30th day of June. The annual returns to be filed every year. So this is the plastic waste. They should get the consent for establishment as well as consent for operation, and they have to register with the people. Carry bags is being banned right now. So, recycled plastic bags are multi-layer packing, which is used for primary packing of material. They have to get the registration from the so the one time, as I told you, beginning itself, which is in 2018 itself, we had so-called meat plastic pollution. That is the kind where 14 different kinds of use and throw away plastic is being banned. 2018. We are also doing so many awareness programs to usage of e-waste management rules. What it says, like the consumer as like the educational institution, who are also one of the major generator of e-waste by means of using computers and so on. And you have to get, it should be properly disposed under e-waste management rules, which comes under schedule 1. Okay, so these are all the different kinds of the standards which laid down by State Pollution Control Board in terms of they wanted to simply we used to call it as standards for discharge of trade effluent. Okay, so we have the sewage standards and as well as trade effluent. Okay, so if it is inland surface water, we have standards, public sewers, and we are not at all allowing any kind of inland surface water, public sewer, and so on for irrigation. So almost all the processing industry, like as I told you earlier, the textile industry, tannery, and so on, they're supposed to have the zero liquid discharge system. They are not being allowed for any kind of discharge for irrigation or okay, so they're supposed to recycle the process. Okay, so these are all the standards. These are all the standards for the disposal standards for sewage, like the commercial establishments, like. Excuse me.
Sir, now the slide is in 31, sir. I think it's not moving.
Okay, ma'am, just listen what I'm saying right now. Okay, like
Okay,
I'm not able to find out what is the error in my system or the network. So we have the standards for the disposal of sewage, like if there is any educational institution like you and as well as the commercial establishment or the industry, they're supposed to have the sewage treatment plant, and they should they should satisfy the standards as prescribed by the board as well. So this is about the drinking water standards. You can see the requirement and permissible limit as well. Then that's what okay, this is one other environmental degradation. We can say the exploitation of our natural resources, that is the groundwater. If you see in the Coimbatore district, we have 12 blocks. Out of 12 blocks, only 2 blocks are identified by the Public Works Department, PWD, as safe. That is for the extraction of groundwater, where we are having less than 70% the extraction. The rest of the blocks, like the 6 blocks, just comes under greater than 900%, which is over exploited. And critical we don't have, but semi-critical, critical category 70 to 90%, we have four blocks. So this is readily available in the net itself. We can download, and so this is the National Ambient Air Quality Standards. That is simply we used to call it as AAQ standards, NAQM standards. As I told you, the earlier itself, the sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, particulate matter, that is PM10 and 2.5 and ozone. Already we have discussed, and you can see the parameter. The concentration should be, if you see the particulate matter, in terms of 24 hours, average could be less than 100 micrograms per cubic meter. If it is particulate matter 2.5, that is the particle size which is less than 2.5 micrometer, it should be less than that of 60 micrograms per cubic meter. So likewise, you can see the pollutants and the respective the concentration in terms of the standards. This is also readily available. And if you see how it is being done, we are also in Coimbatore district, we are also having continuous ambient air quality monitoring system. One is that we have categorized the ambient air quality monitoring system into 3, one is that we have this ambient air quality monitoring station at Coimbatore, that is residential area. One is at commercial area at that is collectorate, Coimbatore collectorate complex, and one we are having at industrial site, that is Uchi Sipco Industrial Estate, and one another ambient air quality monitoring station is being provided by the Pollution Control Board at PSG College of Arts and Science. Okay, where you can see the what is the quality of air at Coimbatore district. As per the standards, we are very well within the standards as prescribed by the board. And so with this, thank you so much, each and everyone, for patient listening. And I would like to once again I thank you so much for the management for inviting me to share some few words about the environmental legislation and impacts on the environment. Thank you so much, ma'am. If you have any queries, you may ask.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful session. A really very inspiring session. Actually, we have received a good feedback, sir. So we have a collective feedback. One of my student member will share her feedback, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. We really enjoyed your speech, sir. You made us realize how we are polluting our environment and ourselves in turn. It was an incredibly insightful lecture, sir. We thank you for this wonderful time with us, sir. Once again, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I call upon Sudarshana, Secretary of Healthcare Club, PSGRKCW College for Women, to share her feedback on behalf of others.
Good evening, all. On behalf of all the participants, I would like to share the feedback of today's session. Our chief guest, Dr. P.RAMESH M.Tech Ph.D, District Environmental Engineer, Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, gave a wonderful awareness lecture on the environmental legislation, the Pollution Control Act and Regulation by Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board. Sir, we understood from your lecture that the environmental pollution directly and indirectly affects the quality of life more than one can imagine. And all this is mainly caused by human activities, which harms the environment in ways more than one. We should feel shame for the same, yet list of preventive methods taken by the Indian legislation should be appreciated. We, the student community, realized today that the pollution prevention is a major global concern because everyone on the earth is entitled to clean air to breathe, water to drink, and to enjoy public land. Sir, you have beautifully concluded the session with a quote that if we heal the earth, we heal ourselves. Thank you for the eye-opening session, sir. After attending your session, we are inspired to be a part of the solution, not the part of the pollution. If not, our future will become an illusion. Thank you so much for the thought-provoking session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Sudarshana. The vibration of gratitude attracts more positive things into our life. Now, I would like to call upon Shanmati of 2nd BA Economics, Event Manager, Healthcare Club from PSGRKCW College for Women to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, Shanmati.
Yeah, thank you, Akshaya. A very good evening to everyone here. National Pollution Prevention Day focuses on preventing pollution and raising awareness about the ways we keep exploiting Mother Nature. This day is observed as the 2nd of December every year in remembrance of the people who passed away in the Bhopal gas tragedy 1984. During this day, we had a fabulous awareness about the importance of pollution control measures and to educate people on how to prevent pollution. I would like to thank our chief guest, Dr. P.RAMESH M.Tech Ph.D, Assistant Engineer, District Environmental Engineer, Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, Coimbatore South, Tamil Nadu, who gave a wonderful awareness lecture on pollution and human health hazards. Our guest clearly enlightened the important measures and the tips to control the pollution and to keep our environment and ourselves pollution-free. Sir, as you have mentioned that National Pollution Control Day has heartbreaking background, but the ray of hope still shines through. Your speech serves as a reminder of what human negligence and carelessness does to the environment. Pollution of all kinds can have negative effects on the environment and wildlife and even impacts human health and well-being. So, we will try to stick on to the instructions you have mentioned today to prevent pollution. Thank you so much for nurturing us to keep our environment green and clean, as ma'am said. Thank you, sir. I thank our Madam Chairperson, Secretary Madam, Principal Madam, and Dean of Student Affairs for the permission and support to organize this program. I offer my sincere gratitude to our Healthcare Club Coordinator and Director of Physical Education, Dr. M. Jayachitra ma'am, for organizing this wonderful program for us. I also thank our HCC mentor, Sugantha Sampath Kumar madam, and Ms. Surya Prabha madam for the guidance and technical support rendered. I express my hearty Thanks to all the HCC team members for the excellent planning and execution of the program. I extend my special thanks to the entire student participations of PSGRKCW for the cooperation and the participation to conduct this program successfully. I hope our student participations had an eye-opening session concluding with to care for humanity, we must care for nature. Once again, I thank our chief guest, Dr. P.RAMESH M.Tech Ph.D, Assistant Engineer, District Environmental Engineer, Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, Coimbatore South, Tamil Nadu, for making the program very informative. Dear all, as chief guest insisted, let's all remember that environmental pollution is an incredible disease. It can only be prevented. So take care of nature and nature will take care of us. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Shanmati, for your vote of thanks. Thank you, everyone, for participating in this program. I also thank our management who supported and gave a permission to conduct this wonderful program. And I also thank Dr. Jayachitra Ma'am, Director of Physical Education, in charge of Sports and Healthcare Club of PSGRKCW College for Women, for organizing this program. And I also thank the organizing team. Now, we are at the end of this wonderful session. We can conclude this session with the national anthem. I request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, all. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining. And try to come to our college once, sir, please.
I'll try to make it, ma'am. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Girls, you all may leave now, ma'am. The feedback attendance link will be shared in the Telegram and WhatsApp group. You can fill that link and you'll get the certificate shortly. Okay? You all leave now. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.